Malazinski one-on-one with now, looking for options. Slams it through, finds that puck, and Sam Bullis.
Good evening, everybody. I don't know about you, Ben. I could just stay watching that video for ages.
That's one of my favourite things about hockey on a Saturday night, watching that video. It's quality.
So good. Welcome, everybody, to episode 4 of Wildcats Unleashed. Ben, we're ready to do it again then, mate.
We are, mate. Yeah, it's this one's been quite a quick turnaround, which is good. It's great to hopefully. I know we had a few technical issues outside of our remit last time we did this, and we can already see the numbers are shooting up. So it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be good. I'm excited for this one. We've got some good guests. It's gonna be good fun.
No, agreed. It was a nightmare when we saw that Facebook or Meta was down to in its entirety, which was a blooming nightmare. Don't forget, everybody's watching. If you're watching for the first time, remember, you can put your comments, your questions in, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Put them in the comments below and they'll come up. Ben and I'll be able to see them and we'll put them up there. Charlotte says, good evening, everyone. Welcome, Charlotte. Good to see you back here again. I can't believe it, Ben. We're at the pointy end of the season already.
It's getting a bit close, isn't it? Like, obviously, I know on behalf of like all hockey fans in the National League, like the Coventry tickets came out last week before. Like, it's getting to crunch time. It really is. It really is.
I tell you what, I've not done the Coventry thing previously, and
you never been before.
I haven't purely because don't forget I only found hockey on in end of 2019, and then of course 2020 happened, and then I normally commentating, and after missing it last year when we were there, I was commentating up at Cadwell Park, and I literally was like, I cannot do this again. I've got to be there next time. And
you are going to have one of the best weekends of your life.
I've heard. We booked our hotel months ago, and I think it was it Wednesday they all went on sale?
Yeah.
And I literally was glued there at 2 p.m. ready to go, and it's like, quick, get them done. And my heart was going 10 to the dozen because they went like lightning, didn't they?
They did. They absolutely flew off the shelf this year, which is going to be good. It's going to be great for the Cats fans are going to be there, and great for everyone else watching. But we're excited. It's going to be good.
Yeah, no, it is. Officially, Ben, we've qualified for the playoffs, at least as after last
we have,
weekend.
Yeah. It was it was, I think, something that obviously where we were in the league, like it was going to happen. I think it's probably fair to say it was good to get it done on Saturday. It was a bit of a topsy-turvy game against Solway, but the boys came through. It was a big 2 points considering it was the only game they had that weekend.
No, I agree absolutely. I think the best thing is to actually catch up with the boss man in it, because he's been at the fiery end. He's had me worried just now. Unofficially, I'm going to drop him in it, and he knows I would do anyway. I'm looking at his scary face actually down at the bottom. He's going to kill me for this one, but sorry, Aaron. But let's bring out the main man and let's see how he's feeling as we get to this fighty end of the season. Let's put it up there. Definitely, Aaron. You were scaring me as I was saying that at the background, looking at you down there. Welcome to the show, mate. How you doing?
Hi, Chris. Ben, sorry I was a bit late.
Fashionably so. You were here perfectly in time for your bit, mate. That's the way to do it.
That's all that matters. We're here now, and it's showtime. So, how's things, Aaron?
Yeah, good. It was. I think I heard you say it was a bit of a topsy-turvy game on Saturday, but it was good to get the win, and I think it was good for our team to have the Sunday off, to be honest. So we know it's a big week coming up, and everyone's looking forward to it.
Qualify for the playoffs as well. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, it's without. We obviously expect to make the first stage. It's good to get it done so early, and there's 12 games to go, so the players are looking forward to the next 12 games and then the playoffs after that.
we'll touch on the playoffs in a bit, but obviously we've this is the fourth show you've been on, and we've talked hockey. We can talk hockey till till the sun comes up tomorrow morning. But let's kind of throw things off ice a little bit. How have you felt things have been going off ice as a club? Obviously, we've talked about all the fan fest and stuff we've done. We talk a lot about hockey, interviews and stuff on game day, but let's kind of look at the other side of it a little bit.
The stuff we've tried off the ice, I think's worked really well. Some things better than others, but I know the staff and everyone's trying. What we're trying to do is make it as good a night as possible for on and off the ice for the fans, and I think we're doing that. See, the most important bit for me is always the stuff on the ice and the team winning, but the stuff off the ice, the fans fest, the Oktoberfest one was a success, and the other two were really good. Obviously, not quite as good as the Oktoberfest, and I think away from the fans fest, the two country nights have been received really well, and so we're learning things all the time. A lot of work's put in during the week to get that stuff done, and we're just. We want to try new things, and some things will work, some things not quite as well, but the staff are doing a great job.
Before I hand it back to Chris, I was going to say to you, did you have a favourite fan fest? But I think you already answered that question with the Oktoberfest line there.
I think the Oktoberfest one was really good. It was very natural. Obviously, that time of the year, so it's a very popular thing. So and the fans really bought into it and had a great time.
I've got to say, I'm going to put it up on screen. I love the fact that we've got a new theme jersey coming up. How do you guys feel about putting on these different jerseys? Because some of them are absolutely wonderfully creative, but as ice hockey players, I sometimes wonder how happy you are about them.
Look, it's just part of it. The players they moan about very little, to be very honest, and this is just something that they know is part of it. We have 2 or 3 a year. This year, tried to do some different things with it, with the two new ones that we've done, and it's just part of the being I think every team has 2 or 3 of them, and in the league above, they have 2 or 3 different ones a year, and it's just part of it.
I know that my wife and daughter absolutely loved the Pride ones this year, and we're still trying to buy jerseys for those two at the moment because they're just so wonderfully colourful. They're absolutely brilliant. And the Paddy's Day, wasn't that your idea, Ben? You wanted that one, didn't you?
It's got nothing to do with me. I had no idea that was in the pipework. But I know when you asked me, I think it was the last show, which one would I do? St. Paddy's Day was the one, so I can't wait to see them. They look great.
There you go, Aaron. Blame Ben anyway. It's fine. We can definitely blame Ben for that one. One of the things that I wanted to pick up on, Saturday's game, topsy-turvy, we can call it a host of things, but what struck me as being really impressive at this time of season in particular is that no matter what sport it is, when a team's maybe not at their best, but they can still grind out a result, that cannot be underestimated, the importance of that.
No, it was obviously I would have liked us to control the game a bit better. The last 3 home games, I don't think we've been at our best. But you lose 2 in a row. I know they're in the overtime and the shootout. There was a little bit of pressure for us to win, especially after not winning the week before, after losing at Leeds. And you're not always going to beat your best. We obviously this weekend coming up, we're going to have to be at our best, and it's about working forward and pushing the players to there's been a few things, especially in the last 3 home games, that have kind of creeped into our game that we've that, to be fair to the players, we weren't doing before that for a long time, and we just need to bounce back and have a big weekend this weekend.
Sorry, Ben, I was about to say, I'd imagine it's almost self-motivating in itself when you've got the double header against the leaders.
Yes, the games against Milton Keynes and Leeds have been really good this year. All been really close, and we know I was up in Leeds on Sunday watching Milton Keynes. They're a very good team. We all know that, and to win against them, you've got to be at your best, and hopefully we can do that over the weekend.
Well, we did one apiece last time we had the double header, didn't we, against them? So you never know. Paul Williams, he said that Ryan Wells end-to-end goal was absolutely top class, and it really was on the weekend. That was a beauty. I love his comment, though, Aaron, that he said he can't remember much about it because he just started going and basically just blacked out, and he just got the rage and went for it.
Well, I think he could have made the easy play and gone up the boards by the scoreboard, but when he went behind the net, he kind of I think the two forecheckers thought that he was going to go and make the easy play, and he didn't. And then once his feet were moving and he's going with that speed, it's pretty tough to stop. It was a great goal at a key time.
It really was.
I was going to say, what was kind of the message you said to the boys in that timeout period? Because you'd fought so well to get back to 2-2, and then obviously very quickly, as we know in hockey, things can turn around.
I think the three shifts before the two quick goals, I thought we did pull back really well. We were in a good position, and then the one play, 3 shifts before, we kind of came back in the zone, and when we probably shouldn't have, and then we didn't have a great shift after that, and they scored, and then the play off the face-off wasn't the greatest play we've ever made, and they score again. It's just about calming the game down, and I almost scored a timeout at 2-0, but I wanted to see how the players reacted on their own a little bit, and they reacted well. And then, I just thought it was important to kind of calm the game down a little bit.
I was going to say, and obviously another moment we got to talk about is that goal from Thomas right at the end of the second. That was massive. Yeah,
very important goal. And the inputs there scored the 3 last goals. And that's what you bring them guys in to do. And I think in the end, there were 3 great goals for us, and kind of won us the game.
A complete separate question to all of this. This is one someone actually asked me off air at the weekend to ask you on tonight's show. Obviously, we know you're player head coach. You've got 1,000,001 jobs to do on game day, and you do a fantastic job on all of them. How does your relationship work with Lee Richardson, the assistant coach?
We've got a great relationship. We talk a lot all week, and I do a lot of video Thursday, Friday, Saturday before the game, and then once we've had our meeting before the game, me and Richie kind of we meet quick, have a quick coffee after the pre-game meeting, and then he goes up and prepares what he needs to do, and I need to prepare my body to be able to play. And but we're talking all the time. He sees the game really well, and we communicate well, and the things that maybe I miss, he picks up, and we've got that relationship where we can have that feedback to each other, and he's really valuable to what we do.
How different is it then, Aaron, when you've had a few moments where you've been out injured, and so you're on the bench actually doing the coach rather than player coach role? How different is a game then? Both in terms of for yourself probably being a nightmare, you want to be out there, but equally, how much more can you see and influence?
You can see a little bit more, but I believe it's coming up 10 years I've been doing this, so I've only known one way to do it. When I finish playing, it'll be a big adjustment to just be coaching on the bench all the time. So it's all I've ever known. I feel like I can, when I'm on the ice. Oh, someone's at my door. When I'm on the ice, I can off the ice I can kind of switch off to being the coach and watching the game, and I've got a little seat there in the first and third period where I can see quite a bit of the game. So it's just I'm used to it, and it just kind of get on with it.
Does it change for Lee when you're then on the bench, or does he still do the same job even if you are?
He still has the same responsibilities. So I do a lot of the stuff for the forwards, and then rotations. He does the D, and when I'm not playing, he'll do the exact same thing.
I feel like we're stopping someone getting into your house right now, Aaron. Sorry,
I'm just checking.
Well, let's just quickly bring.
Can you give me 10 seconds?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. See, that proves it's live. Look, see. Let me just put him down there so we're not doing it. I just thought that was a really good insight into how it works, the dynamic, because I always think it must be really tough being the player coach because you've got so much to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I say, yeah, absolutely. I've never coached hockey and I can barely skate, so who am I to answer that question? But yes, like Aaron does a fantastic job, and he has done for, like you said, nearly 10 years now. And I don't understand how he can coach a team, plan a team, preparation against an opponent, and then go on and score 40 goals a year as well. But
it is incredible. He's the man himself's back again. You're on mute at the moment, though, Aaron. Deliberately, I'm sure. Okay, couple of questions or a comment first of all. Kieran Ginger says, so Ryan of Swindon, absolute top draw signing. I'm going to put this up there, but you might not want to answer this, Aaron, but I'll put it anyway. Meglo says, I'd like to know from Aaron if he could have a player from any other team in our league going into the playoffs, no questions asked, who you're choosing.
Off the top of my head, I don't really know. I think I'd be done for tampering or accused of tampering if I said anyone. So there's lots of good players. I think the league's got a lot better this year, and it's getting harder all the time. So I do have someone in my head, but I wouldn't say.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought I'd put it up there cheekily just in case. And I agree with your comment, is that it's almost the snowball effect with NIHL I find at the moment, is that it's sort of growing. That's brought some great imports over that's made it grow again. And the whole thing just seems to be getting some incredible momentum, which is amazing. Patricia Cookson says, watching with you. Good question from the Training Fox, Evening Training Fox. I saw Steve earlier today. Vanya is fitting in well to the squad. How does Aaron think he's fitted in?
He's fitted in really well. He's better than I thought he was. To be honest, I think he surprised a lot of players on the team of how good he is. He works really hard. He's really hard on pucks and different player, but he reminds me a little bit of Colby with his work rate and his vision. So we're really happy with him. I think he's only going to get better too. It's been a big adjustment for him coming into our team from Berkshire, and he's going to be a big player for us coming to the end of the season.
I'm going to pick up on something that I've heard said, is that he was one of quite a few players in the league that are suffering by being overplayed in certain teams. So they're actually a lot better when they're able to play the right amount of minutes instead of being so vital that they've got to play, crazy amounts. And has that really helped him in terms of playing him the right amount of minutes?
I think so. I think he was playing more than anyone in the whole league before he came to us. I think his ice time's probably down 40% compared to what it was in Berkshire. And he's a great athlete. He's a good skater, so he can handle it. There's some adjustments for him when you're playing less. Sometimes when you're playing so much, you're more in the game. But in the first conversation I had with him, I made it clear that he wouldn't be playing as much there, and I think that is very tiring, and it's hard on the players.
Absolutely, it's no question, and I have to say, after the game on Saturday, he really fitted in and was chatting with everyone in the pub. I mean, the gym. Sorry, the gym. No, but he was really sort of fitting in with everyone, which is nice to see as well, isn't it?
It was. He played GB with under 20s with 4 of the guys, so he knew a few people coming in that really helped him. His first game, he was really good, and when you play as well as he did that first game, it helps coming into a new team and gives you a bit of confidence. So he's fitting in really well, and I think we're going to see more out of him.
Absolutely. Final thing then, Aaron, any comments to the fans as we head into this? We may have qualified for the playoffs statistically, but we're still pushing on, as I understand it. So your comments as we head into still fighting for the league, the best possible position for the playoffs, and then to try and get into Coventry.
Look, it's just appreciation of their support. Our crowds have been up this year. I feel the atmosphere in the rink has been better this year. I think I said this on the radio yesterday. I think the relationship between the players and the fans since last year, everything that went on, and we all kind of stuck together. I think it's getting better and better, and I think the fans have appreciated how hard the players have played this year, and they're a great set of lads that are gonna keep on pushing. And this weekend, obviously, need a great atmosphere. It'll be a really good game against Milton Keynes. We'll have to be at our best as players to beat them, and I know the players looking forward to it.
I know I'm actually going myself, Claire and Lauren. We're all going up to Milton Keynes on Sunday with you as well, on the bus as well. So we'll be enjoying that for the first time. So good. Best of luck with that. Our very own Lee Keepence, of course, the man on the mic, says this weekend is massive for the team. The fans need to be even louder than normal. So that's a great comment, and Lee will be the big cheerleader for that one. I'm going to ask this one last question because I don't think it's a bad question.
You said the last one was the last one.
Sorry, mate, but this just came in. Is there any Wildcat 2 players that Aaron is looking to potentially add to a two-way next season?
The Wildcats 2 team's doing really well. Really happy with what's going on. We've had some young players on practice last week, and I think are we looking? Yes, of course we are. Will it happen next year? I'm not sure. We're starting the recruitment for the team, the own players. We can talk to new players after Coventry finishes. So there's some players on that team right now that in the next 2 or 3 years will definitely be on our team. Will it be next year? I'm not sure, but we're really happy with what's going on, how hard they're playing, and what they're doing in that league. So there's some young players that are doing really well, and we want to keep on pushing them on. And I think the most important thing for them, especially when they're 16, 17, 18, is playing a lot of minutes, and they get to train with players that age get to train with our imports and a few of our players on a Wednesday morning, and that really helps them, and they're improving all the time.
Yeah, no, I agree. Right, 7 more questions. No, I'm only joking. Thanks very much, Aaron. Much appreciated. Good luck with the preps for this weekend, and best of luck, obviously, for the big weekend, the double header against MK. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Cheers, Aaron.
I felt like I got in trouble then.
It was a question worth asking.
It was a good question. It was a good question at that. No, thanks, Aaron. Much appreciated. Right, we're going to change up our next guest away from off ice at the moment. It's a name that you'll have seen plenty of times. Every time there's a replay, you'll have seen that it's sponsored by these guys. They do loads of stuff. I'm very privileged now to be working with them as well. Let's bring out one of our key sponsors. It is from Responsive Personnel. It's the founder and the MD, Danny Kimber. Danny, hello, mate.
How you doing? You okay?
I'm very good. First things first, Aaron's just said double or quits at our next golf game. And I'm assuming that's at you rather than me. I don't know.
That will be at us, yeah. All the imports as well, because me and Aaron have put Jake and Ryan in their place for the first game of the season. So,
oh, gosh.
Yeah, there's definitely a double or quits there as well.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I've just realised while I'm here, look, I'm actually here writing with a Responsive.
Yeah, you're repping the RP pen as well. Look at that.
Feel left out now.
And my drinks up on a personnel coaster. Hey,
it's not too bad.
One I made earlier.
Hey, like Blue Peter in the office at the moment.
Exactly. Danny, first comment then. Let's make this an obvious question to start with. Who are Responsive Personnel?
Okay, so Responsive Personnel was set up by myself 2014. So I'd worked in recruitment for probably 15 years prior to that. I had a really good job. Remember going home one evening and chatting to Jodie and saying, I think I want to go on my own and set up my own business. Wasn't the easiest conversations to have. But yeah, 10 years on, 11 years on, not looked back. Do a lot of recruitment in the industrial sector, so warehousing, driving, manufacturing, production. And then we've had real success across the estate agency sector as well. So recruiting for lettings managers, sales negotiators, right across the board. And that's been really, really kind to us back in the last year. And this year, cracking into the hospitality sector as well. So working with a number of hotels, a number of breweries, which isn't a bad thing. And even working with Franklin's on match night. So yeah, it all lends itself really well to it, to be fair.
And I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be working together as of next week. We start properly with doing video content together. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, we've got a good 6 months lined up. So I know myself and the team are really looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. Ryan Wells says, if you were stuck in a lift...
That's a Saturday night question. There's no chance that that can be talked to. Sorry, Ryan, but no way.
We said it was going to come up, didn't we?
We knew it would come up, yeah. I'm surprised that's the nicest part of it as well.
Sorry, that was an in-joke. Sat in the pub on Saturday night with us and the players. It sort of digressed somewhat brilliantly. Where did your love, I mean, as a family, your season ticket holders, you do a lot of sponsorship and a lot of support and a lot of events and activities. We'll come on to one big one that's coming up in a second. But where did that love come from and how long ago?
Probably started around 20 years ago. My dad was working for RWE and they were fortunate enough to be one of the main sponsors back then. They had a lot of free tickets, part of their sponsorship package, and we used to go along as a family then, or me and my mum and my dad and my brother, and it kind of went from there. And then we probably had 4 or 5 years of coming along. We then kind of parted ways a little bit, and then going back probably 3 or 4 years ago, found the love for it again, where my children were young and looking for something to do on a Saturday night to keep us all busy. And we have, it's gone from coming along to matches to being a sponsor, sponsoring a couple of the players. The logo's all over the link at the moment, which is a good thing for us. And it's led to massive opportunities for us as well. So yeah, right place, right time in a strange way.
Yeah, speaking as a fellow sponsor, obviously with Visual PR, it's a really it is a great place to be, isn't it? Because we've already been talking about the camaraderie, the community with the fans, and as a sponsor, you feel very much part of that as well. And I just find it an absolute honour to be involved with Swindon Wildcats.
Yeah, it's really good. I think Aaron touched on it earlier that the interaction now between the players and the fans at the match nights and the theme nights have gone down really, really well. And you can see direct the players walking at the end of a game, everyone flocked towards them, getting their shirts signed, having a conversation, trying to brick buy them a beer. So I think that's been a really big positive for the club this year. And it's something that I think you don't get in many other sports. You are kept away from the players on a regular basis, but to have that interaction and that human nature touch really is a massive thing. And yeah, long may it continue for him.
Indeed. I like this that Silja said, we should always be louder, especially rinkside. Although I think you guys up in Block D tell me to not be louder.
Your interaction is always with the refs, so long may that continue, to be fair. I think that they need to take the odd little bit of stick. But no, I think this year the rink itself's been really loud. I think you got some key people that generate that noise and obviously lend a hand to it as well, which is really positive. And speaking to the lads on the ice, they really appreciate it and they can hear it louder than ever at the moment. So it is. There's a massive couple of games coming up this weekend, and a massive few months going into Coventry as well, hopefully.
No, absolutely. It's incredibly exciting times, really, really looking positive. Big one coming up. I'm going to put it up on the screen. So there's a big golf day coming up in April. What's this about then, Danny?
There is. So I've been lucky enough to play golf with Aaron, Jake and Ryan a few occasions. And it's something, again, that the players like doing on their off days from there. So me and Aaron had a conversation and said, so we'd look at doing a joint golf day. So we've hired out Bowood Golf Course just outside Calne on Thursday, the 24th of April. The mailer went out this week. I think we've got about 16 teams interested already. So the reception for that's been really, really good. I think we've got at least 10 or 12 of the players coming along. So you can have a 4-ball, or you can have a team of 3 and a Wildcat player of your choice and a bit of sponsorship on a hold as well. So hopefully, again, it's just an extension of the Fan Fest days and stuff like that all the players will be accessible. We'll try and get as many of them onto teams as well. And I'm sure there'll be a little bit of competition involved with them.
I think there already is, because Wellesley's also said, why do you hold your hands like a lefty but swing right?
There's something in the Kimber genes, unfortunately. That is. Me and my brother do exactly the same thing.
I'm intrigued to see this now, I must be honest.
It's one of those things. He noticed it straight away. I'll give him his credit. But if you get it wrong, it does feel like you're about to snap your wrist at the same time. So,
Oh, gosh.
yeah, but been doing that now for 45 years. So that won't be changing anytime soon.
I'm going to have a look at that and see if it'll make my game any better. Because
Yeah, we'll have to get you down the range with them and have a look from there.
I fancy that. We'll give that a crack. I haven't played golf for years. I used to play, but then my motorsport commentary means pretty much every weekend between March and November, I'm at a motor racing circuit or a studio, and so I haven't played for donkeys. But I will not lie, I was rubbish even when I was playing.
I'm still rubbish now, even with the practice. So it's not going to matter.
You getting that in before Ryan does, I take it?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
So if someone's interested in this, I mean, I know that you do have the ability where you can register your interest of joining the team if you don't have a 4-ball, and that is then subject to availability. But if you are able to either put a 4-ball or a 3-ball with a Wildcats player, what do? Do they get in contact with you guys?
Yep, get in contact with me. So I think on the mail that went out, there was a hyperlink into it that captures the data, and that comes through to me. I've spoken to a number of clients this week, which have been really positive, and the money's starting to land in the bank account, which is always well received as well. So, yeah, if anyone is interested, then obviously give us a call in the office or drop me an email at danny@responsivepersonnel.com. And if it's an individual, we've got a couple of spaces available that can put you into a team. Or if you're a company that want to put a 4-ball together or 3 and a Wildcats player, then you're more than welcome. I say we've probably got 3 or 4 spaces left that we've earmarked for new companies on the back of this evening. So hopefully the more the merrier.
No, and I do like the sound of it, especially where you got people like Dom that's actually going to be going around on the golf buggy delivering beer to the holes.
I think we found his calling in life, to be fair. I've never seen him so excited on the thought of getting on a buggy and delivering lager to everyone's holes as well. So, yeah, we just need to try and keep him away from the sponsored beer hole that we're going to have as well. So, as long as he bypasses that one, then we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he was saying that he needs to have a driver to get him to Bowood. Otherwise,
I think there's going to be a few of us that will be jumping in a taxi set on the way down there that day.
I do love it. I might see if I can get myself down to that one. Ben, any questions from yourself, mate?
I was just going to talk about the golf day, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love watching golf, but I cannot swing a golf club to save my life. So, maybe one of the ones down the line, if this becomes a success, maybe I've got 12 months to get practiced. But
that's what we're hoping for. Hoping to get this one done and dusted in April, and then I hopefully make it a yearly thing. And we're trying to make it bigger and better every year that we do it, I say.
Do you still get, and this is a businessman / human being asking this relatively childish question, but do you still get that buzz when you see the replays up on the big screen and it says sponsored by Responsive Personnel? Do you still get that sort of, not just buzz, but that childhood sort of like,
Yeah, it's probably something that when I grew up, that I was always ambitious and always wanted to better myself, and seeing that up there every replay is great. So the more goals the team can score, the better for us. But the same as I think we're on the shirts and the shorts as well, and it's just great seeing it around. And I don't think I'll ever get bored of that feeling, to be honest.
No, it is special. By the sounds of it, it goes without saying, is that you definitely recommend get in touch with the Wildcats if you're interested in becoming a sponsor. Yeah,
100%. I think there's a lot of exciting things coming up for the back end of this year and for next season that are being discussed. So I think now, if any local business want to get involved, there's not a better time to do it, to be fair.
I agree. I mean, the numbers, like Aaron was saying earlier, Ben, that the numbers are up in terms of spectators and consistently high. That's the beauty of it. It's not the peaks and troughs. It's consistently high. We've got blocks that are already sold out for this weekend's home game. And that's a train to jump on.
Yeah, it's incredible to see so many people coming to the rink every weekend. Obviously, when I first started as a fan, 15, 20 years ago, you could rock up on a Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock and buy a ticket in the front row of the balcony. You need to do that 4 weeks in advance if you want that now.
Yeah, agreed. It is pretty much sell out every time. Kieran Ginger says you got a hole in one.
Yeah, Kieran's throwing me under the bus here. I can say I can't play golf, but a few years ago we went for a muckabout down the Coatwater pitch and putt, and I somehow managed to completely fluke that. And the golf ball's still in my car somewhere.
No, fair play.
That's expensive rounds of drinks for everyone on the course normally, though.
it was a quiet day. Don't worry.
Because they actually, is that right, Danny? They actually sell insurance for that if you feel so
They
inclined.
do, yeah. To be fair, some of the nicer clubs around do that from there. But yeah, it can get very expensive in some of the nicer courses around the area.
I love that one. Final question then from me, Danny. What's your thoughts as we get into this real crunch time? Big doubleheader this weekend. Qualified for the playoffs, but we've then got the playoff games to do. We're still fighting for the league. We want to get to Cov. We want to win at Cov, and everything is still firmly on the table, isn't it?
It is massively. I think there's aspirations to do bigger and better than last year, and I think obviously the lads that were here last year would have been disappointed the way they're beaten in Coventry. The team they've got now is fantastic. They're on a great streak at the moment. A few minor blips along the way. This weekend is huge, and I think the link needs to be packed and the noise needs to be made more than ever. Really, same as what Aaron was saying. But yeah, I think every game now is a cup final for the next couple of months, and hopefully that carries on till the end of April in Coventry.
Absolutely, totally agree. And of course, this Saturday's a special one also for another a fellow sponsor, Chris Main from Acer Plumbing and Heating. Excited for this weekend, massive game, and also want to say it's amazing being a sponsor. Bring on the Valentine's game, prizes galore, kiss cam, and spot some familiar faces in the Royal Box. And I know because I shall be interviewing a whole load of them on the concourse as well, where we've got, what's it, Billy and Louis, the voice finalists who were from Swindon. We got some past players in there. We've got some incredible prizes that are up for grab, also raising some great money for charity as well. So make sure you're there for this weekend. If it wasn't big enough already, it is this weekend, that one, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, Valentine's weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I always forget which way round it is. So yeah, it's this Saturday.
Don't forget Valentine's, mate.
Don't forget Valentine's Day, Chris. Come on.
You're in trouble.
That's fine. It's only Tuesday. I've got plenty of time yet. There's a petrol station on the way home. It's fine. Danny, thank you so much for joining us, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you. We'll see you at the game coming up as well. Any other big things other than the golf coming up for you guys?
No, much needed holiday next week, so that's me over and out after this weekend game for a week. So no, enjoy and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you've got your show with me first before.
We have, yeah. What a way to finish my working week next week.
Had to go out with a bang, mate. Had to go out with a bang.
We do.
Danny,
no, thank you.
No, thank you very much, Danny Kimber from Responsive Personnel. Great to catch up with you, mate. You take it steady.
Thanks, mate. Take it easy.
So we're back to the players now, and I love that our next guest, I just watched him warm up underneath us there. He actually got his neck ready there. Don't hide it, Glenn. I saw it.
Yeah, it's two down, 2 to go, and I know how excited the fans are going to be talking to Glennie and Jake. So,
well, I mean, Glenn, of course, was a big thing for our episode 1 that we did
way back,
Yeah, way back when, and he'd just joined us, and it was a big deal to be able to catch up with him, and what an incredible player he's been for us.
He's been absolutely quality, and I can see him like smiling down at the bottom because he knows we're talking about him. But he's been fantastic. He's been a great player in this league for years now, and it's fantastic to see him doing it in Swindon colours. And I'm interested to see in the next 2 guests how many more questions we get from Wellesley as well. We know he's around now. Is anything else going to pop up in the comments?
Well, it depends. I know he's watching football as well tonight, so they might be lucky, but we'll wait and see. What I love about this as well, and I'll say this before we speak to him, is that I also know that some of our young players have been told to watch and learn from Glenn Billing in the fact of being around the net. It's not necessarily all of the pretty stuff, but he's in the right place. He gets the goals, and that's a skill that people like Dylan Lipsey, for example, it's like learn from this player. Yeah,
100%. There's, we could talk for all day about how good Glennie is. Everyone, I remember when Aaron first signed him, he said that every coach in the league would want a player like Glenn, and Aaron's got him, so we're lucky.
Exactly. Well, Thomas Graham says, go to the net and good things happen. And that's exactly what this player does. Let's bring him out. It's Glenn Billing. Let's put him front and centre. Good evening, Glenn.
Hi, boys. We all right?
Yeah, good, mate. Thank you for your patience. And I did love that little warm-up you had there. You thought that went unnoticed, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been sat in this position, I think, for a long time now, waiting. So getting a bit stiff in my old age.
I thought you were going to get another coffee. I didn't see you sneak off.
No, I decided against it. This one's still going. So.
Fair enough. Ben.
Glenn, welcome. How's things?
Yeah, good. Thank you, and thank you for your kind words before. You're making me blush backstage there. So
it's all true. It's all true, bud.
I don't know about that.
It is. It's all true. Let's jump straight in. We won't look ahead too much to the games this weekend, but we've got to touch on where we are right now in the league, the position we're in, the kind of title fight we're a part of. These are the big games that you guys want to play in, right?
Absolutely, and the boys have worked so hard all year to put ourselves in this position that we're sitting with a chance down the stretch here. So we all know how big the weekend is, and we're just ready to rock and roll and have a good week of practice to prepare as best we can.
And you've played in big games over the years, with your time in Peterborough Cup finals and playoff games and stuff. These games against Milton Keynes, they really are kind of all on the ice, right?
Oh, definitely. It's in big games like this, it comes down to small things, moments, momentum swings, all sorts. So we know how talented Milton Keynes are, how good of a team they are, but we also know what our strengths are. And I'm sure, like I said, we'll have a good week in practice and prepare best we can, look at things tactically and give our all out there on the weekend to continue this fight for league title.
What some people might not appreciate and realise, Glenn, is that it is two very different games this weekend against them, isn't it? Because the MK rink is massive.
Yeah, I mean, that is something quite unique to sort of hockey in this country. We don't have the luxury of some other countries where all the rinks are exact same size. So, look, there are minor tweaks, again, tactically and things like that due to the size of the ice rink. But generally, like I said, as long as we play our game and execute how we know we can, we know we have a chance against any team on any size ice patch. So, it'll be an exciting weekend.
And apologies, Ben, because I know I was supposed to shut up at this second, but I'm going to ask it again because I love this understanding the sort of almost dichotomy or jeopardy or whatever of this, because historically, rightly or wrongly, Wildcats have struggled to raise themselves for the lower teams, or it's always hard when you're playing the lower teams that are scrapping and parking the bus and doing this, that, and the other, so it can be harder. And games like Milton Keynes is that always been able to raise our game. However, there's got to be nerves and adrenaline that have to be controlled as well. I mean, it's always amazed me that it's a double-edged sword.
Oh, absolutely. But, it's a long season. Like people have said previously, blips can happen. And you do have to treat each game like you are playing Milton Keynes and Leeds. Obviously, that is easier said than done, but it's also proven that any team can beat anyone on any night. Like I said, I definitely don't think motivation will be an issue this weekend. Like it's not normally, but games like these, and we know how much these games mean, the boys will be fired up and ready.
They've got a massive roster, though, haven't they?
Yeah, they do, and they have got a hugely talented roster, and they have a deep lineup forwards wise, and good D as well. So look, we know how good they are, but we also truly believe in ourselves, and we know how good we can be too. So there's no reason why we don't have a chance, for sure.
Just quickly before Ben comes back in with questions, Bailey Davies says, just wanted to say, met Glenn last weekend at the player signing. What a gent. Really nice guy, an extremely talented player. Excited to see more goals from him this Saturday. So there you go. Lovely / pressure.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Glenn, obviously you came back to Swindon, not this summer, just gone, with one before that. And we talked then on this show, probably all three of us sat in the same rooms as we were that afternoon. How do you think it's gone since you came back to Swindon? Obviously, we know what happened last year, but Coventry weekend, how did it all go?
I mean, so far I have nothing but praise for the club. You know, I'm so grateful for the opportunity they've given me to come here. Um, you know, everyone's treated so well, players-wise. I think what the club's doing off the ice with these fan fests as well are amazing, and I like the interaction we're having more and more with the fans. So it's all really good and really. No one could account for obviously what happened last year. I felt like that, like we spoke about before the show. Maybe it's me being the unlucky one that I seem to sign, and then all of a sudden the ring's flooded. But hey, no one could have expected that last year. But I feel like the team came out of it stronger than everyone. To make Coventry for the first time in a while as well was massive for the club, and unfortunately it didn't go the way we wanted it to. But also a lot of guys got that experience of what Coventry's about. And definitely I feel like if we are fortunate enough to get back there this year, which is obviously the plan, we'll have that experience to call on to hopefully go a couple of steps further this time. But that's obviously on the back burner for now. And the focus right now is finishing this league season and seeing what we can do about that trophy.
I was going to kind of ask you about that, to be fair. You know, obviously put the league stuff to one side, which I know is very difficult for you guys to do right now because we're all there and we're all in that fight with you. But will that experience from last year hopefully help going into those playoffs this year?
Oh, I mean, for sure. Like I've been fortunate enough to play in a couple of Coventries now, and I've been on one end of winning it once. I've been on the receiving end of losing it on the Saturday and the Sunday too. So, but it's a very different environment. It's a really, really cool weekend, and there's a lot of emotions that come with it as well. So that experience, like I said, will only help everyone in the long run, and we'll definitely be hopefully more equipped this time to make a real push.
And back on the ice, you obviously there's been a few games that Bully or Floozy or CJ have missed this year, and you've picked up an extra letter. The fans may or may not realize that you're kind of getting that A as well. How does that, when you get that, and Aaron kind of says you got that game and you're going to be the alternate captain for the night, does that change anything the way you do it, or is it just carry on as normal and we'll just see how the game goes?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not always the most vocal person in the room. I would say when I've been in a leadership role before, it's always been trying to lead on the ice and just doing whatever I can to help the boys win. I think I'm coming to a realization, maybe a sad one, that I'm probably one of the older guys on the team now, which is a bit weird for me because I've always been one of the younger guys, and I still probably see myself as that 18-year-old stupidly. But no, like I said, it doesn't change my game or anything like that. It's a real honor that Aaron obviously sees that in me too. I really appreciate it, but it doesn't change my approach. I just try to do whatever I can to help the boys win, and whether that's saying something in the room or blocking a shot or trying to score a backdoor tap in, then that's what I do.
Chris, just before I throw it back to you for I know that a couple of questions, that one I'm going to ask you, Glennie, is you put yourself in the situation that I know you find yourself in quite a lot on a game day, home or away. You're stood in front of the opposition netminder. You've got a power play with Thomas. You've got Aaron. You've got Jake all around you. What's it like when that puck comes flying in and the expectation is for you to tap that past the netminder?
I mean, for me and Bricks, he'll probably chuckle in the waiting room. It's just trying to get something on it, honestly. Like the guys are so talented on our forward lineup, and I'm lucky to be in that spot in front of net whilst they're fizzing the puck around me, and I just try to win a battle in front and get my stick on the ice. And I know with the talent that those boys have, that if they don't want to shoot and score themselves, that they'll find me, and my job's just to be around the net and hopefully tap them in, or if not, at least cause a distraction and make a hole for them somewhere else. So whether it's getting in the way of the goalie's eyes or being the guy who taps it in, I don't mind doing either. And unfortunately, you do get hit with a few pucks, but that's all part of the fun and games.
Is that a style of your game that you always just had, or is it something that has been coached into you?
I'd say it's a hard one to answer. I mean, when I was young, it's probably something that I didn't have. The older I've got, I think I've realised that shooting isn't potentially one of my strengths. I haven't got as great a shot as Brixie or Aaron or Malash or a lot of the other boys on the team. So it's just about adapting and finding a way and finding things that you're good at. And then since coming to Swindon, I've been putting that spot more and more. I played it in Peterborough as well a bit. So it's just kind of something that's sort of naturally developed. And obviously speak to Aaron a lot, and I know what he wants from me, and I just try to do my best to do what I'm asked, pretty much.
Is there someone that you were watching that you kind of identified that style, that skill, and that's importance, and sort of then molded yourself on that?
I'd say, me and Brixie always joke. There's a smaller guy in the NHL called Connor Garland who's plays in a similar role for Vancouver on the power play, and sometimes we mess around and we joke about it. But I'm always watching highlights from the NHL all the time, and you definitely pick things up, even if it is just subconsciously. I wouldn't say there's a particular player that I've molded my game around. Like I said, there's just a role that I've sort of developed into and worked with Aaron on. And as I said, I just try and do what Aaron asks of me.
But he's been known to say that it could be easily misinterpreted that, okay, great, you go and get yourself at the net, you pester and distract the keeper, you do this. It's the less glamorous on the face of it, but he's saying that what reason you're able to do that is because of your level of intelligence of reading the play, reading the opposition, reading where you need to be and getting in the right places. Is that something that you would agree with, that you are very mindful of about it?
I definitely think that's I'd say that's one of my strengths. I feel like because of my stature, it's always kind of had to be. I'm not going to dominate physically. I'm not always I'm not the most fastest guy, and I haven't got the best shot. So studying the game, or I was made to watch the game from a young age because my parents, as you know, are big fans, and they would never let me mess around. When I was at the rink, it was always watch the game. So you pick things up, and like I said, it's been lucky to be coached by a number of people, very good coaches too, that have different ideas, and you pick different things up from different guys. And obviously you pick things up from the players you've played with too. So you just accumulate all these things. And like I said, you just try to play to your strengths to best help the team.
Long way off, without question, and I pray. But listening to you with your game style being intelligence, your reading of things, your watching of things, your appreciation of the coaching that you've received, do you see yourself maybe going into a coaching role when your playing days peter out?
I can't say I've given it any thought. I'm still living the dream, as they say, and still trying to play. Maybe we'll see. I love the sport, so if that's a way for me to give back once I'm done playing, then that's something I would definitely consider. But obviously, there's a number of factors that would have to go into that decision.
No, it's just interesting hearing all of that. Chloe 2426 says, "Who's your favourite NHL team?"
So I'm a Leafs fan, purely because I was fortunate enough to go when I was young to watch a game. And obviously absolutely fell in love with it. The NHL was a different gravy. So that's why I'm a Leafs fan. And also I feel like their logo is pretty cool, and they've got some cool players right now too. So
they do.
Good team.
They are. Any other questions, Ben?
One thing I was going to ask you, Glennie, is obviously I think you were one of the few players that have that played with Vanya at GB under-20s. We asked Aaron how he settled in. How do you think he settled in? Obviously, someone you know and you're familiar with from back then.
Yeah, no, Vanny settled in really well. Obviously, I knew how great of a guy he was, so I was never concerned when Aaron told us that he'd be coming in. He's got a great skill set. He's quite a unique player. He doesn't always look the smoothest on the ice, but he works so hard, and he's a lot more skillful than some people may think he looks. He's a really good player. We're lucky to have him, and he'll definitely help us here for the rest of the year.
I know when the fans found out he was coming to Swindon, they were absolutely buzzing. What you just said then when Aaron told you, what's it like for you guys getting that boost kind of going down the stretch?
I think it it sets the precedent of how ambitious this club is. And if you can sign a guy like Vanny at that time of the year, the club are really giving you everything they can to give you the best chance at a trophy here. So obviously it definitely gave us a boost. We have that 4 complete forward lines now, even more depth than we did have. So it really helps us roll and keep energy high. And like I said, he'll definitely help us towards the end of the year here.
I was about to just raise that point actually before you even said that about having the 4th line. And I know we saw an incredible result against Leeds, and they reckon a lot of that came from the fact that not only did we have 4 lines, but we had 4 fully functioning, fully understanding. They knew the script, and it made, from the spectator's perspective, a massive difference.
Yeah, I mean, average age, we're probably a slightly older team than some of the other teams, especially when you're playing teams like Leeds, who are a young and exciting and fast and skillful team. In some ways, that's the only way of keeping up with them. So you need that. You need all 4 lines going. I know Aaron's trust any line that he puts out there. So it definitely keeps energy spare for the end of the game in the important moments. It's definitely probably the best way of competing with those big teams that have so much depth and skill and speed, just because we are a little bit of an older team.
It certainly worked there. What was it? 40 odd goals, shots on goal compared to 18.
Yeah.
I mean, that was staggering.
I mean, I don't think I remember ever playing them and, dominating shots wise and things like that before. So it was a great performance from the boys, and definitely one that we kicked on from. I know we've had a couple of blips since, but it just proves that we can compete with those guys, and we can beat anyone if we execute like we know we can.
You made that comment there. We can beat anyone, but equally, it's been a league this year that any team can beat any team. And let's not underestimate against Solway on the weekend. The reason that was such a tough game is that they're scrapping to get it just into the top 8 at the moment with Telford, aren't they? They're sort of flip-flopping in and out of the top 8, those two. So they were always going to give absolutely everything.
Yeah, I mean, if you take that step back away from being a Swindon Wildcat, that's what you want, right? You want the league to be that competitive. That's what we all want. So it's really good that it has been like that this year, and we just need to make sure that we're focused every night and ready to go, because, like you said, anyone can surprise anyone on any night. But that also, like I said, that only surges us on as players, because the league is so much more competitive.
It really is. I don't know if you can answer this one, Glenn, but I'll put it up. In Glenn's opinion, what makes Swindon as a club special?
No, I'll answer. So Swindon is, like I said, the way you're treated, the way it's run, it's very professional. You're given everything you need to succeed here. And I'm very grateful to the owners, the club, everyone involved for how we are treated, because, like I said, you are very much given everything and beyond that you need to be successful, and that's all you can ask for.
I like it. That was a lovely. I was a bit nervy about asking that one, but I thought I'd go for it. In for a penny, in for a pound. Ben, any other questions?
Not from me.
Well, Gurney, thank you so much for joining us, mate, and so much for all your hard work so far. Keep the goals coming. What is it? The stat that says power play goal leader this season.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, no one scored more PP goals than you, Glennie, on the team this year. So,
oh wow,
it's working. Standing in front of that goalie, it's working.
I do love that one. Keep up the great work, buddy, and thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure to catch up with you tonight. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Cheers, Glennie.
Glenn Billing. Well, great to catch up with a firm fan favourite there. And we're now going to catch up with someone who's very quickly become a fan favourite, to say the least, hasn't he? Third in the league's goal-scoring records. Fourth is it the points that he's in fourth? It's, just phenomenal the way this guy's
taken the league by storm.
He's steamrolled in. And not just that he's doing them. I mean, some of the goals have been mind-blowing, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And we don't need to all I've got to say is Leeds.
Yeah.
And everyone knows the goal. Everyone knows the goal we're talking about. I can see Jake smiling down in the green room, so he knows what we're talking about.
Just special. I mean, and early in his joining with us, I remember the coast to coast that made everyone really stand up and go, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben, between you and I, let's be honest, is that there was quite a few people that the majority of the fans loved Colby and Gell and went, what on earth's going on? They're not being re-signed. And in come Wellesley and Bricks, and unbelievable.
They've both
Absolutely
been
unbelievable.
absolute fantastic additions to this team and to the organisation. It's not just about what they do on the ice; it's the way they conduct themselves off the ice and how they get stuck in. And with the fans, you know, I think Chris, I'm pretty certain we were both at the Supporters Club quiz night the other week, and
Yeah.
they all got stuck in that night, and it's just great to see. It is fantastic to see, and then when they can turn up on a Saturday night and play like they do, it just makes it 10 times better.
It really does. Let's bring him out. You've been waiting for him. It is the main man, Jake Bricknell. Mr. Bricknell, let's put you front and centre. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your patience, mate. I hope you weren't blushing too much with that build-up then.
No, I appreciate it. But yeah, thank you.
Ben, over to you, mate.
Jay, I was just going to say, obviously, welcome to the show. When we spoke back in, when was it, July time last year? I think the first time you and me had a Zoom call like this. We said to you then, what was it going to be like coming over to Swindon? How have you found it so far?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Yeah, we get treated really good here, and the boys have been amazing, and the fans, like, you can't really ask for much more.
Did you anticipate meeting somebody like Tyler Plews?
No, definitely not. But yeah, no, he's awesome. He's amazing guy, and yeah, lights up the room every time he comes in. Big part for us on and off the ice.
Talk us through some of the. Let's start on it. Actually, talk us through that goal against Leeds, because I know that everyone was like desperate to see that one on a replay, and that move that you made around the D man, and then to take Gospel out. What's going through your head when you're getting into the zone at that point?
Yeah, no, I got to a spot that normally I would shoot the puck, but yeah, the defender was kind of in the lane, so instead of shooting it off his shin pads, I tried to make a move. Then, yeah, I saw Gospel was out of his crease, so just tried to go one way and put the puck in the net.
It makes it sound so simple.
Yeah, simple as that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you played in Manchester for a little bit. You experienced the UK before you came to Swindon. How have you found the rest of the league since you've been playing in there?
Yeah, no, it's honestly, I thought it's a much better league than I think I can say for Wellesley too. It's much more competitive, and the pace of play is a lot more than we anticipated before we signed and decided to come to Swindon. And which is great. I want to play good hockey. I want to, being in a good game every night. Like, it doesn't matter 1 through 11. You're playing a good team, and you got to bring your all. And it takes all 20 of us to, put together a good result. And
how have you adjusted to that kind of, like, I won't say increase in responsibility, but like just being one of the top three? In Manchester there's 15, 16 imports, and in Swindon there's 3. How have you adjusted to that?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a period that I struggled, and even last year too, bouncing around for 4 teams, it's kind of having the responsibility of being one of the guys that is counting on. And I take pride in it too. I told Aaron when we were talking about coming here, I wanted to be an impact player, and I wanted to be counted on. I wanted to be put in all situations to help the team be the best the team can be. And it's good. I'm loving it here.
I've got to just quickly put my lovely wife is at home watching, Claire, and my daughter Lauren's probably watching as well. Hi to you both. I'll be home soon. She's put, and I do remember this, it was hilarious and it still makes her chuckle now. Her favourite Bricknell moment was when you reached into a pile-up sort of around the goal, grabbed a player one-handed by the back of his shirt and just cleaned him straight out of there. And it was just like, oh my God, that was just amazing. I don't think you did anything to him. It was just like, get him and just throw him out of the way. And it is that, you know, those kind of memories are absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, I consider myself a old school type player. It's it's when me or one of my teammates, is kind of getting taken advantage of, I like to step in and kind of police the game a little bit. And I think that's a tool that I bring to, other than, scoring and whatever it may be. I think the physicality and just showing that we're not going to get pushed around on any night. So I think that's a big part of the game that I like to take pride in as well.
It's always a balancing act, I find, in our league, isn't it? And especially when you have to almost analyse who are the officials at that point, because the last thing we want is the key player spending too much time in the box.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, there's a line you have to tiptoe around, but yeah, no.
Love it. In fact, Chloe said, "What's your favourite memory so far from coming to Swindon, game or fan fest wise?"
I think, my favorite memory is just kind of like every game, like spending time with, my teammates and coming out for warm-ups and before, and after intermissions, like seeing all the fans. And, I'm a player that thrives on momentum, and our crowds in Swindon have been amazing this year, and hopefully they can continue. And, I love the fan fests. I love interacting with the fans, and especially us too. We don't get much during the week. Our schedule is pretty open, so I enjoy getting out and spending time with fans and my teammates, and just having a good time.
How's it been settling in with Wellesley? Obviously, you both came over together. You tell me if I'm wrong. I think you both came over on the same flight, so you've been together since the start. Like, how's that relationship gone for you both this year?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. Wellesley's a great guy. We were, we have mutual friends back home, but we didn't really know each other on a personal level. So it was nice to have mutual friends that we kind of click right away. And I think the chemistry on the ice kind of showed right away too. We come from the same place, so we see we know where each other's going to be and what kind of style that we're used to back home. We kind of bring it to Swindon a little bit. So it's been awesome on and off the ice, and I'm really enjoying it.
And I've got to ask about the other input on the team as well. Thomas is a bit of a Swindon legend. He's been here a long time now and been a really successful player. What was your reaction the first time you kind of saw him and the way he plays?
Oh, it's incredible. His work ethic and the way he skates and the way he sees the ice. It's not many guys like him. So it's especially at his age too. It's been awesome to see and play with him and watch him on the ice and every day at practice. And he's an incredible player and an even better person off the ice too.
Oh, Chris.
I'm just going to quickly put this question up. Great one from Paul Williams. Jake, do you attack the net different if you know the opposition have an import netminder?
No, not really. No, it's I think no, not really. I just tried to get pucks on net, and if it's not working for me one night, and like you said with Glennie, it's playing with Glennie, it's pretty easy to give the puck to him, and he makes my job a lot easier with how good he is in front of the net and how hard he works. And with Jonesy as well, they're both incredible players, and I think it's just trying to find a hole and shoot it in. That's really all it is. But Yeah, no,
Make
I
it
don't.
all
Really,
sound so simple.
I don't really look at the import goalies any
Oh,
different.
it's an interesting question because you wonder whether they'll play a little bit different. A sort of double-edged question, really. The first one: what would you say has been your biggest learning experience since joining Swindon? I know that you've played over here, but in NIHL and with Swindon, what has been your biggest learning experience you've had to take on?
Yeah, I think it's. I think just the responsibility part that we chatted about earlier. It's the last couple of years I've kind of settled into a depth player type player that gets pucks deep, get on the forecheck, and be physical, and wasn't really counted on producing as much as I'm expected to this year. So I think that's kind of been the learning curve for me, is to pick up my offensive production a bit more, and especially on a more consistent basis. But yeah, no, it's something I take pride in and hope to continue.
The other side to that question was also going to be, what have you been able to bring your game, your experiences, and what have you provided as a biggest learning curve to anyone else on the Swindon team?
Yeah, I I just try to play kind of 100%. Every game it's I try to play hard. I try to play physical. Keep the momentum up, and if we're going through, kind of keep an even keel. If we're don't get too high, don't get too low type thing, and yeah, just try to keep the intensity up, but not too high.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I know we've talked about this with everyone else as well, so I'm going to ask your thoughts on it. Looking ahead to this weekend, big double game against Milton Keynes. How are you feeling going into it?
Yeah, no, I think we're all feeling really good. We're up to the test for sure. There are 4 big points up for grabs this weekend, and yeah, no, we're gonna take it one game at a time and go in Saturday and try to get the 2 points, then try to replicate that Sunday. But yeah, we all know how big of a weekend it is for the the league standings, and yeah, that's our goal at mind right now, is just kind of one game at a time, and yeah, look forward to Sunday when we get there.
No, that makes total sense. And obviously, you you would have played in Coventry before. Obviously, you maybe not at the finals weekend. What have the boys been? Are the boys in warming you up for that one? The gear for the playoffs. I know you're all focused on that league title hunt at the moment, but you must have heard some very good stories about playoff hockey in Swindon.
Yeah, no, it's I've played in Coventry a couple of times with my days in Manchester, but I've heard a little bit about it. It's like you said, we have 1 goal at mine right now, and we'll deal with Coventry when that comes. But I've heard it's an amazing time and very well ran, and I'm looking forward to that.
Chris Hardy's coming in with a good question. Serious question. Marmite, is it a yes or no?
I'm not sure what Marmite is.
That's a no then.
Yeah,
Just
I'm a no,
Hardy
Chris.
coming in with that question.
I'm 100% team no on that one.
Me too.
I've got to be honest.
The wife's team, yes. So I've got to be careful on that. Macca's Talk Hockey says, how cool was it to have your family come over and watch you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think that gave me kind of the boost I needed. Coming, we're 5 hours ahead over here than back to my home in Canada, so it's been tough kind of communicating, and when I'm busy, they're available, and vice versa. So it's been nice to get them here and kind of show them around, and for them they watch all of my games. So it was nice to have them here actually in person, and I think that gave me a little boost and to continue the rest of the season strong. But yeah, it was really good to have them over for the week.
Love it. I've always sort of thought it's got to be great to be playing your favorite sport so much, but it's got to be tough on you guys coming over here from Canada.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. Yeah, here 8 months, and we're missing out on a lot back home. But at the end of the day, we're playing a game as a job, and it's tough to beat that for sure. And but yeah, no, it is tough. You're missing events back home with your friends and family, and coming to a new place you're not really familiar with. But yeah, no, it has its ups and downs for sure. But you can't complain about playing hockey for a living. So.
Although then it gets really bad, and you end up being accosted to go and play golf with the likes of Danny Kimber and that lot. Wellesley, knew he'd come in with a question eventually.
We knew it was going to be another one.
Yes. Dishes, yes or no?
No for me, because I beat him in video games today, so dishes are all his tonight.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
This is a good question. Owen Davis says, which player from our current roster would you not want to play against?
I would say Rennie Marr. He's been a brick wall for us. So as a guy that likes to shoot the puck and score goals, I think that you said is different. My approach against an import goalie, I was not really when we have the best goalie in the league. He's not an import, so I would say Rennie for sure.
I like that answer. That's a really good answer.
I really like that.
I was expecting you to sort of I don't know, many people say Malash, for example, because he just is so good, or someone like Plusy because he's also another brick outhouse. But your Rennie Marr answer makes absolute sense, and I like that one. That's a really cool one.
Yeah, no, I could go with many guys for sure, but yeah, as a shooter and being counted on to produce offensively, I think Rennie Marr would give me the most trouble for sure.
I like that. I do like that. And it's interesting to see we've got a very promising youngster to follow in his footsteps in the future in our Wildcats 2 team as well, in Ben, haven't we?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he comes out to practices with us every now and then, and he's the goalie that the Wednesday morning practices we shoot against, and yeah, no, he's been awesome. Even the growth that he's made from when I first came to now, it's been great to see for sure.
Oh wow, that's impressive. What is he, 18? Is that right? I think.
Yeah,
17, 18,
17 or 18. Yeah,
amazing, absolutely amazing. Well, I've finished with the questions there. Any more from you, Ben? You're done. Well,
no, not from me. I think that's the lot.
Jake Bricknell, thank you so much for joining us. Keep those goals racking up, mate. Get yourself up to the top of the goal scoring charts in the league, because it's so tight at the top there, isn't it, for goals scored?
Yeah, no, it is for sure, and yeah, it'd be cool to get that, but yeah, we have two more. We have 2 trophies that are a lot more important than that. So,
no, agreed. I can't disagree with you there. Well, best of luck, and obviously welcome to the Wildcats. Now that we've done a Wildcats Unleashed, we can say that on here as well. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Jake.
Thanks, see. Well, Ben, unbelievably already, that brings us to the end of this show. A fabulous bunch of guests as always.
Absolutely. Yeah, really good. And we, the people that know that we do this and we chat to around the rink, probably know that we try and keep to a schedule. And I think today's probably been about the closest we've been so far. So that's always good as well.
I'm a bit worried because now my wife's also said, "Is it Valentine's Day this weekend?" See, if she don't know, then I can get out of trouble, can't I? It is the Valentine's Day game, remember that. And so it means that Asa Plumbing and Heating are back in the house, sponsoring it as always. A lovely comment from Charlotte W. This is such a lovely addition to my Tuesday evening. And I'm hoping there wasn't irony in that. I'm hoping that was legit. And that is a lovely comment.
Yeah, it's been another great show. Yeah.
I don't know about you, though. I mean, the biggest one that I was just still thinking as we were chatting to everyone, this weekend's huge.
It's massive. This weekend is really big. Like, we know the position we're in. We know that, you know, currently we're third in the table. But if we can get 4 points this weekend against Milton Keynes, wow, the last 12 games are going to be electric, absolutely electric. Games against Milton Keynes have always been close. And as much as we talked about with Glenn, I think it was like adjusting to going to the bigger ice pads and the challenge that Milton Keynes have got. Flip it on its head. They've got to come to our place on Saturday night, and you know, yes, I kind of get the idea that, you know, it is difficult to do that, but they've got to switch it back the other way around. So bring it on. I just can't wait. It's going to be the next 3 days at work are going to feel long. Just waiting for that game on Saturday night, but it's going to be a great game.
And I can't wait to actually be going up there on Sunday. Badly, just circumstantially, it's our first away game, and we're doing it properly. We're going on the team coach as well, which is going to be so exciting.
Yeah, it's always good fun. I think I'm actually driving up on Sunday, but yeah, no, it's good. Have you been to Milton Keynes before?
No, I've heard it's quite loud.
It can get loud. It can get loud, but it's going to be great. It's going to be just 120 minutes of hockey, which is going to be great if you're a Swindon or a Milton Keynes fan.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Dominic Randall from obviously from Responsive Personnel. Thanks for shout out, Dorsey. # beer buggy. He's on that beer buggy, and I think he should be allowed to sample the goods he's delivering as well. Paul Williams from Hockey Freaks. Well done, guys. Great show as normal. Thank you, mate. I do appreciate it. Steve from the Training Fox, he says, do we need to check that Mrs. Dawes gets spoiled on Friday? Stop stirring, Steve. I get myself in trouble. I don't need your help.
I mean, I was going to stir the pot a little bit more and go, I feel like that's a question we've got to ask on Saturday night. Maybe there's a big screen moment we can do there or something. And
it could be.
I'll stop throwing you under the bus there, Chris.
No, you won't. You won't. You never will stop doing that. Ian Teasdale. Hello, Ian. His guys that were in the Royal Box, their dancing on the weekend was amazing.
That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Absolute legends. And Teasdale, respond to your message on LinkedIn because we got to get that date in the diary as well. We're catching up soon, buddy, mate. And it was good. We had a riot in the pub afterwards as well. It was great to see you, buddy. Wendy Cook says, it's been great to hear from the players. Really enjoyed the show. Thank you. And my wife's still troublemaking as well in the background there, but I'm going to leave that alone. Ben, thank you very much. What was that? Where Training Fox says, "Where's the ring gone?"
Oh, Chris is he's Steve's just trying to wind me up now as well.
Well, I wasn't going to be the one to only take it, Ben. So.
He doesn't like the fact that when I'm busy doing things like that I kind of fiddle around with the wedding ring a little bit. So he was just kind of catching me out that I'd taken it off my ring finger. So yeah, thanks, Steve. I appreciate that.
# poor Meg.
Yeah.
I think it's very sensible, that, mate. Well done. I agree with your sentiments on that, Ben. I think keep it safe and stop yourself from fidgeting with it.
Exactly.
It's a logical one. Well, listen, thanks everybody for joining us. Been great fun as always. Absolutely wicked. Keith Morgan says, great show. Got to be first. Honest, I've watched. Defo not the last. Keith, thank you, mate. This is something that we know will grow. And I don't know whether there's another one this season, but we shall keep them going. That's certainly our intention, Ben, and we keep pestering, don't we?
We do, and I've already got a little mental list in the back of my head about which players are going to be on the next one. So, no pressure.
Oh dear, Meg has answered.
I'm
he
in
can
trouble
cook his
now.
own dinner, Steve. Meg, don't listen to the Training Fox. It's all good. Listen, we could carry on all night. Ben, thank you so much, mate. It's been a pleasure working with you
anytime,
again, mate. See you on Saturday at the big game at the Link, and everybody else. Let's get there. Let's be loud. Let's be proud. We're going to shout this team across the finishing line. From all of us here, thank you so much for your company. We'll see you next time. Cheers.